Hey, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here again. Working late tonight, talking about the Kiss stuff, the unfortunate passing of Ace Frehley, and now we've got a response from Gene and Paul. So that's what this video will cover. Doing what I do in real time for a few real people out here, just like you and just like me. If you can subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications on new videos, and to support this channel, Patreon, YouTube memberships, Buy Me a Coffee, PJ Rock Super Chats. So, Gene and Paul have issued a joint statement, and they say they're devastated over the death of Ace Frehley, their former bandmate. Um, Here's what it says: We are devastated by the passing of Ace Frehley. He was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier during some of the most formative foundational chapters of the band and its history. This is what they told to Page Six on a statement issued earlier today. He is and will always be a part of Kiss's legacy, concluding that their thoughts are with Frehley's estranged wife, Jeanette, his daughter, Monique, and all those who loved him, including our fans around the world. Okay. Well, that's good. It's a good statement. You can't really say anything negative about the statement. It's just I've been doing this for a while, and I'll look for content. And quite honestly, over the last 5 or 6 years, I would say, there's been a lot of negativity aimed at Ace Frehley, mostly from Gene Simmons, maybe a little bit from Paul Stanley, but Gene tends to be the spokesperson when people say, hey, wouldn't it be cool if the original lineup got together again? And I think Gene talked about how, the other guys, meaning both Peter and Ace, didn't have the work ethic, or there were reasons why, they're no longer a part of Kiss and they couldn't be in Kiss today and so forth, and on it went. And I'm not even the number one Kiss fan here, but based on all the comments that I read, um, people think that's a bunch of horse poop. You know what I mean? They look at it and they go, "You guys are just keeping the money. You're keeping the money. Let these guys." I mean, it's not like Ace and Peter uh, weren't financially set, but fans were thinking, "Okay, you guys are going to quit. Why not bring Ace and Peter back in?" And they never did that. Or, they said they asked, and then maybe they did ask, and then Ace said no. It just there was a lot of back and forth, and the feuding tends to generate interest in the band. I've been saying this for a while. And so maybe it was just all like one big psyop with fans, keeping the fans hopeful that something good would happen, but they knew it would never happen. And I think Ace went on to be a fairly, successful solo artist, as I said in the last video. He may not be everyone's cup of tea. Kiss in general may not be everyone's favorite band, but if you go back to the 70s, they were a powerhouse in the 70s. And quite honestly, that was, I believe, their best decade. The 80s were okay, kind of rebalanced and retooled into the 90s and so forth. And then because they're this legendary band with this iconic way of presentation, people want to see their show. All right. And it becomes more about the show than the music. But in the early days, it was the music that made Kiss a powerhouse band. So, anyway, it's a pretty short statement. Not much really here. They actually dedicated more stuff to his estranged wife, Jeanette, his daughter, Monique, and all those who loved him. They didn't talk too much about his musicianship. Irreplaceable rock soldier doesn't really talk too much about his skills on guitar or anything like that. So they could have probably said a little bit more about their former and now deceased bandmate, but They kept it simple. Maybe they'll say more. It's pretty fresh stuff. So maybe tomorrow or over the coming days, someone will get a microphone in front of Paul and or Gene and maybe even Peter. Wonder how Peter is feeling about all this, just to get their perspective in a little bit more detail. Yeah. So, anyway, folks, just wanted to get this out there about Gene and Paul. I was wondering what they would say about this, and they didn't really say a whole lot. So, thanks for watching. Again, God bless the family of Ace Frehley and all those who are sad today about this. And remember, folks, Jesus is our only hope. Life is short. Things happen suddenly. We're not in control of any of this. We're on a ride, and we don't know when the ride's going to be over. All right, so your only hope at the end of the ride is eternal life, and it sounds too good to be true, right? So we put our hope and our faith and trust in that Jesus paid the penalty for our sin and makes a way for us to live in paradise with him forever. All right, so even if you don't believe that's true, it's still your only hope. That's it. So God bless. See you soon.